Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It's Friday. So welcome back to another video with Brooklyn on Freedom Friday. So how are you all doing this wonderful morning out here? I'm on my way to get my bag, get my moolah, to make my dough. And I'm looking forward to, getting off this afternoon. I'm not off this weekend, I work, but at least it's the weekend, and it's some stress can be relieved, I guess, So anyway, yesterday I did a video about Trump versus Facebook. I think it was Trump versus Facebook or Facebook versus Trump, one or two. Anyway, Trump fighting with somebody as normal, as usual, right? So he is wanting to force Zuckerman. I think he's the owner of Facebook. I was going to say the CEO, but I think he actually owns Facebook, like the creator of it or something. I'm not sure, but I think. And he's trying to force Zuckerman into actually letting him have a platform back, okay? And yesterday I read that Zuckerman has really pissed Trump off because he decided, let me back up. Trump and his camp has given Zuckerman 6 months to make up his mind whether he was going to overturn his decision on banning Trump for the rest of Trump's life, okay? Like, you cannot come on my social media platform. You cannot voice your opinion here. I don't agree with you about anything. It's done. C'est la vie. Hasta la vista. Chicken noodle soup. You gone, Trump got his little camp together, and of course he's trying to bully someone who's younger than him and trying to scare him. But Zuckerman has heart. Zuckerman ain't no punk. He ain't here for the nonsense. He said no. They gave him 6 months. Now, first of all, who gives someone 6 months to make up their mind? Because I thought that Facebook was a private entity. And if you have a private company, can't nobody make you do nothing with your private entity. It's yours. The government is over you, but Trump is no longer part of the government. He's not the president. He's an ordinary citizen now. He's an ordinary citizen. So he is trying to bully his way and bamboozle his way back onto Facebook so he can start a bunch of bull crap. That's all he wants to get on there for, okay? And, because he laid low for a little bit. I hadn't heard nothing from Trump. Hadn't heard nothing about Trump for a little bit. It was like, okay, he's doing his own thing. Then bam, he's back, And they said yesterday that this Zuckerman, and I hope I'm saying his name right, Trump is bothered by him because this young man was like, hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. He was like, no. You don't tell me what to do with my company. Nobody tell you what to do with yours, and you're not going to tell me what to do with mine. So kick rocks, you loser. That's what he's saying. He may not have said it in those words. He may have been a little bit more professional. But anyway, his answer was no. And Trump is pissed because it's finally someone that he can't bully. Trump was bullying grown men way older than this boy. And I call him a boy. He's not a boy, but he's younger than me. That's a bully. Bullying anyone your age, trying to force them to do something that they don't want to do is bullying. But when you go bullying someone that's a child to you, because this boy is young enough to be Trump's grandson, okay? He's just a bully. Trump is a bully. He's a bully. And like I said yesterday, if anyone agrees with Trump, then you have the same beliefs that he has, which you don't mind people being bullied to get what you want, to get your way. And people don't realize when you bully people and manipulate people, that's a form of witchcraft, because witchcraft and black magic is manipulation of someone doing something against their will. You're manipulating the situation to make them do something that they don't want to do. You know, a lot of people don't believe in witchcraft, but it's true. It works, you know. And mixing up things and casting spells, the stuff that you mix together doesn't have the power, but it's what you put behind it with the conjuring and the chanting and the prayers and to Satan and things like that is where, you know, it comes from. And that's a form of witchcraft when you try to manipulate someone to do what you want them to do and they don't want to do it. And it's not their choice, because remember, we all have a free will. God does not manipulate situations. If a situation goes a certain way in your favor, he didn't manipulate it to go that way. It went that way. He does not make anyone do anything. Now, he can manipulate a situation when you're going to be in danger maybe and someone is out to hurt you. He can maybe manipulate it to where if you're on your way to work, you know, maybe you might start out late that morning because there's a wreck going to happen when you normally go to work and you may be involved in it. You know, so maybe to protect you, you know, you may wake up a little bit late. But he's not manipulating something against your will to where he's going to make you do what he wants you to do in order to serve him. In order to get to heaven, you have to do what he say do. He's not going to make you do it. But when you manipulate someone and when I say do what he say do, he's not going to force you. There's certain guidelines, a certain lifestyle you have to live in order to be able to enter the kingdom of God. But he's not going to make you live by that code. He's not going to make you. And then you suffer the consequence of whatever it's going to be, you know? But when you manipulate someone and you try to bully them into doing things that they don't want to do, and then you take their free will away from them. This is Freedom Friday. You take their free will away from them. That is a form of witchcraft, because witchcraft manipulates. You know how they say, well, I'm going to make him love me. He doesn't love me, but I want him. So I'm going to manipulate his mind and his spirit, his feelings for me. Because that's what I want. You know, or I want to make him leave his wife. So they start doing stuff. You know, they go to the little witchcraft store and get their little things and she tell him what to do. And next thing you know, he done left his wife. He don't want to leave his wife, but he can't help but leave his wife. Because you done manipulated the situation against his will. Because knowing that this man would not, or this woman would not be with you if you had not did A, B, or C. Okay? So Trump is doing things to manipulate situations and to bully people. You don't have to go and sit in front of a soothsayer or do a seance or go buy rocks and dirt and salt and pepper and cut off a chicken head and run around the yard butt naked and start singing old Bojangles and old MacDonald had a farm backwards to work witchcraft. You don't have to have any merchandise. Manipulation is what's behind the spirit of witchcraft. It's manipulation. It's bossing. It's being dominating and domineering over your husband, your wife, your children. That's witchcraft. And that's what Trump is practicing. He may not know, because a lot of people do it and they don't realize what they're practicing. They have no idea what they're doing. And he may not realize, unbeknownst to him, he may not know. He just think I want what I want, because I've always gotten what I want. And I want it and I'm going to get it no matter what I have to do. But it's a form of witchcraft. That's what it is. And he is trying to bully this young man. And if he was able to bully Zuckerman into giving him his way, Trump is so bold, Trump will take Facebook from him. Trump will go in there and Trump will stage a takeover and the boy won't have the company no more. So if he's wise, he would keep Trump out of it. Don't even let him have any access to it, because Trump is not only wanting to get on Facebook, but you can guarantee and bet your bottom dollar that since this boy have turned him down, Trump is coming up with another scheme to try to destroy this man. He's not going to just walk away. He's not going to take no for an answer. It has really upset him. On my news feed where I saw it, his face was just perturbed. He was just like, he was like, how dare he? How dare he? How dare, I mean, he looked like Satan. His face was like, how dare this young little boy tell me no? So good for you, Zuckerman. Power to the people. Stand up for what you believe in. Stand up. Facebook lives matter. Facebook lives matter. Facebook lives matter. We don't need Trump interfering in anything else. He's already planning on running for president again. So he's already up to his little old tricks, because before you know it, 4 years will be up. Is Biden perfect? No, he ain't perfect. No, he is not perfect by a long shot. You know, he's pissing people off, and I'm sure he's doing things that he shouldn't be doing either. But at least riots are not inciting because of him. People are still doing their dirt, but it's coming from past influences. That's what it's coming from. It's coming from past influences. And anyone who does things like that, you know, fighting and, you know, hailing all the time and wreaking havoc and just can't be, you know, sociable people and always have to have something going on. That's from past experiences, and that's from past training. You know, that's from home training. This things come from a chain of commands. It's your parents, and it comes down, you know, grandparents, parents. You know, a lot of times children do go onto their own way and they do things that they were not brought up to do. But if you really dig deeper and you talk to the child, it's going to be something that they're going to say about their home life that's causing them to feel that they have to react this way. It always comes from, unless you're just mentally disturbed and you were born that way, it always comes, and that's from a background too, because it could have some chromosome problem going on in one of your parents. So it still comes from something. Every behavior comes from some kind of background. If you have a family that's always hailing, but their child is really a good child, it could be because they see their parents and they don't want to do that, so they have good behavior, which stems from their negative background. It's always a background. Then you may have some parents who never fought in their life. They were very good parents. And then you have children that always want to act out. So they learned it from somewhere. If it's not the parents, it could have been children in school, their friends, it could have been somebody mistreating them, their teachers. It comes from somewhere. Every behavior comes from somewhere. Every behavior comes from somewhere. And Trump's negative behavior, his negative attitude against people and feeling like he's privileged and he's above people, it comes from somewhere. He was taught that. He was given everything, and he was taught that he was better than people. No matter how you look, no matter how your hair flows to the side, them two strings that's hanging over to the left side, no matter how much Cheeto dust he rub on his face and, you know, fairy dust that he swallow, he think he's better. No matter how many navy blue suits he wear and red ties and black shoes, you know, that don't go together. Navy blue suit, black shoes, white shirt, red tie. You know, no matter how he may be wearing Giorgio Armani suits or whatever it is. I don't know what he wearing. They may be $1,000 a pop, but I mean they all wrinkled, and I mean it doesn't matter. He still think he's better than people, and I see people like that now. That's just ordinary people, and you like, did you look at yourself in the mirror this morning? How do you think that you're privileged, and how do you think that you're better than me because of the color of your skin? Or not even that, they the same color, but I'm just better than you. You're delusional. Have you looked at yourself? Do you not see the ketchup stains on the front of your shirt, and you need to straighten that up, and you know, breadcrumbs here, and you know, because most people that have high self-esteem and feel good about themselves, they don't act that way. So those behaviors that Trump is exemplifying, those negative behaviors, that's from a place of no confidence and low self-esteem and self-hate. It doesn't matter what position you hold, you can still have negative feelings towards yourself. It doesn't matter what position you are in. You could work at McDonald's and have the greatest self-esteem, love your life, love yourself, and love your job. You know? Then you can have somebody like Janet Jackson, who has everything going for her. Beauty, money, prestige, you know, respect. But she has talked about how low her self-esteem has gotten, how she had let an ex-boyfriend beat on her, you know, and men have mistreated her. They have cheated on her with strippers, Jermaine Dupri, you know, but you would think, who would do that to Janet? You know, Jay-Z, dogging Beyonce. Who would do that to Beyonce? It does not matter, and these women allowed it. Beyonce's still with Jay-Z. They allowed it. At least Janet Jackson did get out of her relationships. She stayed and took it, but she finally woke up. Beyonce still in it. I don't care what money you have. She got her own money. She don't need his money. But that's not love. When you take it from someone and when somebody gives it to you. Trump does not care for this country because he causes the country a lot of pain. That's the point I'm trying to get to. He's always trying to take over something. It just doesn't make any sense, you know? And, you know, maybe one day he'll see the light. These preachers out here that's giving him these false prophecies, you know, they're going to have to answer because they should be telling Trump the truth. You know, look, man, you need to accept Christ. You need to pray. You need to get yourself together. You're wrong. You know, you need to, you know, make amends before it's time for you to leave this earth, you know, before you have to stand on Judgment Day and answer for these accusations, you know, because you don't, when he opened up that book and he started asking you why you did A, B, and C, you can't lie to him. It's a track record. It's a track. He keep a track record of what everyone is doing. That's why he's God, because he can keep a track record of everybody. And you're going to have to answer. And they should be telling him, you are going to have to answer. You better stop and do A, B, and C, because this is not right. But instead, they're so full of hate and they're thinking they're privileged and they're racist and they're going along with him. And they're going to have to answer just as well. They're going to have to answer just as well to the situation that's at hand, you know, and they should be telling him to leave this boy alone and let him have his Facebook. And you go on, if YouTube have let you back on and Twitter has let you back on, and what's the other one, Instagram, if they have let you back on, then just use those platforms. I don't know. I know they had all dropped him, but for some reason, for him going after, and I'm gonna have to look it up, but to me, since he's going after Facebook, I would assume that the other ones have agreed to let him back on. It was temporary, you know. But I applaud this man, Zuckerman. I applaud him, and I think that he should stick to what he said and hold his ground and don't move, don't be budged, don't let somebody bully you. This man, he built this empire. And Trump wouldn't let nobody come in and take over his empire. That's like letting somebody come in and just take over your house. Because they want to come in and cook chicken in your kitchen, not theirs, and fry fish in your kitchen and grease up your stove. We don't want to mess up ours, so we're going to come in here and mess up yours. And you got 6 months to let me come in there and fry my fish, or it's going to be on. It's going to be on and popping. You're going to have to answer to the repercussions and the consequences of what I got to say. And you just move on out the way and let them come on in. That's that boy's house. He owns Facebook. Trump don't own everything. So I'm glad this man said no. And I hope he continues to say no. He got enough money to get lawyers and stuff and fight too. You know? Remember to fight for what you believe in. Sometimes you have to choose your battles, you know, you have to. Sometimes you can't fight everything, but this right here is a battle that he needs to fight. Don't let nobody take something from you that you work hard to get. Okay? So with that being said, I'm going to say Phil Danke. That's thank you very much in German. So Phil Danke for watching me. And choose, that's what? That's bye in German.